DEP. Vile naifeel mazee. Yeah. Kani ingekuwa msanii wa sanaa ya silaha, ningekuwa na jamii ya masadam kawa saba na mabunduki na makofia kabilao. Bidhaa za kujijali tu hali na shao. Sikiza sauti kutoka Kenya mpaka Saudi Arabia, majabu ya Musa Firauni. Huyu kijana nafanya vibusa wa tauni, wavue mashati mapanti ni kama wauni. Wenda wazimu na saa, sikiza hii story vizuri jamaa. Rap naifanyia chapa na mafanzi wanao nipenda jamaa. Sasa ukinichukia siwezi jali ya sasa. Kawe ni MC, stick to the wax. Unafaa kuweza kutumia hip hop na other tracks. Sikuchukia wadhiju wanatawala industry, na we bado uko chini. Kabla jina yako grow jipe miaka 8. Kalazman kutukane ndo ujulikane. Hip hop ni culture ya love, usisahau. Pole kukwambia sikuchuki na kudharau.
Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Nasikia kuna MCs flani wametutusi, ati lyrics zetu mazeni za upuzi. Na heri sisi hao wamejana virusi, kumangana kila mahali kama mambuzi. Na ningekimia ningenyamaza singejali, ni venye rap tone ilianza uchangani. Ukalimani, ukaliani, uhali gani? MC lango la kuroga ni kupata mali. Matamshi ya changanya kama lugha ya Punjabi, kukubaliwa na wanati hata na mababi. Wacha kujidumze hatari, kusema na mimi nasema lakini tu ni safari. Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? 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 Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you. Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you.
Nina traki, nina mistari, Swahili jangili. Mkono wa kushoto ni Mike Mbota na bangili. Tema na mimi kauna rhymes kami ambili. Kasi vyo risasi kwa shingo, macho na akili. Lakini kabla nijaze nafasi ya pili, lazima nirudishe matusi za hama kafiri. Barabara na gari na watamkiwa chakari. Kazi ni usafiri, nasima MC matachari. Kabla single yako ipite yangu kwa chati, geuza jina, geuza flow, geuza trouser na shati. Na bado kitoboa kuniguza ni bahati. Naroga na kihindi tena kigujarati. Yeah, saga blow, ziki zao. Kutema na mimi lazima utupe mbao. Ule jamaa mlidharau sana, speed ka bunduki. Chiki plow.
Hatuteki nazi, mafans wetu wamesema ndio, au sio? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you. Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you. Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you. Niaje bro, niaje sister, tunawacheki. We got mad love for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Natafuta msichana atani excite, kama huyo msichana waramini taita. I was looking at you cause you are looking at me. Ooh, can't you see that this is chemistry? Macho yako yanameta kama star, na umbo lako lanifanya ulala. And if you like me and what you see, why I can organize some privacy. Cause you are deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually. Deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually. Are you feeling as good as I'm feeling tonight? Cause if you're feeling this good, then why you so uptight? I'm like Superman, I hear kryptonite. I'm like a walking dog that does not bite. You see, nameless got a weakness. What weakness? When I see the damsel in distress, inaonekana umenipa kamote. Cause I cannot stop this stupidity. Cause you are deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually. Deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually. Deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually. Deadly, shapely, sexy, especially when you move around to the sound. You come around eventually, 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 eventually. Niko na mpango, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko. Niko na mpango, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko kwako, iko kwako, iko kwako, iko kwako, iko. Niko na mpango, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko kwako, mpango iko kwako, iko kwako, iko kwako, iko kwako, iko, 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 iko.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to have you joining us this Monday morning. It's really, really nice to have you. I don't know, how was your weekend? Mine was, I don't know, I was a little bit of here and there. I was not feeling well. Vitu kama hivyo, but the show must go on. Do let me know how yours was, and then we can cruise nice and easy. Kama kawa, my name is Wanyoike. We are doing this all the way till 10 in the a.m. So you know where you can get in touch with us. Kama kawaida, you find us on our socials. We are Power Radio across, talk about Facebook, Instagram. We are also on TikTok. You can also find us on our Twitter as well as our YouTube channel. And by the way, if you've not yet subscribed, kindly make sure you go hit on that subscription button so that you do not miss out on whatever is happening on this side. Yeah, right. So let me tell you now, today's show, we are going to do something that has been happening. We'll be looking at our voter preparedness in the country. And, we are like thick in the Tuko Kadi campaign, and of course we cannot just have one conversation and call it a day. We need to keep having conversations about our voter preparedness. So today we are going to be having a conversation about voter preparedness. Just take a stock of for things from when the voter registration was opened, how far we've been we are at, what are we doing right, what are we not doing right as well. And if you're also a first time voter, what are some of the things that you need to know to ensure that you are well prepared by the time it comes to 2027. So we are going to be talking to some of those issues, what you need to know, how to ensure that you are well prepared, and also just ways of sparking the conversation within your circles as well. So that is what we're going to be discussing today. For now, let me jump right into some music. And when we come back, we get right into it, because why not? We can get right into it after this short music break. See you after this short break.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alisema hakuna cha bure, huo msemo tumeutafsiri kinyume. Hata shule kuingiza mtoto lazima utoe mchoto. Kupata simu ni bala, road license bei nafuu utanunua. Kupoteza ID ni mashaka, twarudisha jamhuri yetu nyuma. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe ndugu, nenda Limuru. Hata nyumbani ukipatwa na majambazi, kupiga 99 masema sisi hatuna gari. Lete 5,000 ya petroli, saidia utumishi. Mahakamani hela ndiyo haki, kwa 1,000 mshtakiwa ndiwe mshtaki. Utajiri huwa ushahidi, twarudisha jamhuri yetu nyuma. Jamani, nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka soda ewe inspector, burudika na Fanta. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe mama, nunua Ketepa. Huko Kenyatta madawa zimeisha, mashiti za uzwa marikiti 100 kwa 100. Wafanyi kazi waenda miezi bila pesa, ni bahati ukitibiwa. Mzigo wetu unazidi kuwa mzito, watoto 4 na mshahara wa 2,500 ya vitabu na viatu na vyakula. Nauliza na mbotela, tehuni ubana. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe ndugu, nenda Limuru. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe mama, nunua Ketepa.
sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Would you give me the space, nigga? Wait, I don't mean to make you hustle like this. Ladies are pouring on me like rain. I don't mean to make you all niggas fret. So we better pop the drinks and just start hustling ladies all over the club. I see so much booty, I'm losing my vibe. You know we got the whole night to mingle and wine. Can I get a lady who's ready to wine? Let me hear my shoulders yell one more time. You know I got you sweet, bitter and lime. What is it you want? I'll be your genie. You know you gotta rub my thing the right way for me to just bless you with my right spell. You know you just gotta focus on me. You know you just gotta focus on me. I like to make the ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me. Ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me. I want no man to get close. Tell a girl she can go and let her loose. And if a girl I get carried, I will choose not to let her live, not to let her lose. I like to see the girl in my heart. Yeah, that I'm a bit flushy. I'm the one that you purchase for your romantic love mess. I'll be your fantasy. I will mix up your all as that make you go high. Chop up the thing until y'all them go shy. Bring out your wild beast, make you be mine. Why you for totally all through the night? All through the night, I like to make the ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me. Ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me. Huyu manzi ameiva, ukuna kule yanavuruga. Ameniacha nimezuba, cheki yanavonitetemesha. Mimi na wewe tutawashata, usiku na mchana tutafatana. Hakuna mengine tunapotaka, ni mimi na wewe masani sasa. Huyu manzi ameiva, huku na kule yanavuruga. Ameniacha nimezuba, cheki yanavonitetemesha. Mimi na wewe tutawashata, usiku na mchana tutafatana. Hakuna mengine tunapotaka, ni mimi na wewe masani sasa. I like to make the ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me. Ladies sweat off and scream. Put you right on my feet. Make you want to just scream. Are you calling out for me? Calling out for me.
Manchester, watenje ngoma zikibamba marabu reggae funky na magenge basi kwa mlango kasikia pembe kufungulia temu wa mtanta kava vipo wako nipa mahamham za kumdai hizo vitu tanta vipi mama unanibamba na mavitu tanta hebu kamkam nina mahamham ya kuzinyamnya ukinipa samsasam nitazinyamnya nina morale sisa susare nina morale watakatambe nina morale usinihande nina morale watakatambe nina morale sisa susare nina morale watakatambe nina morale usinihande nina morale watakatambe umeme ya mapembe unanibeba fanga malenge nikikudai sisto sinilenge nina morale wacha nikulambe mimi na wewe tupendane tusihanye mdudu situpate songa karibu sisto sijigambe zitowe zote tatakatambe vipi mama unanibamba na mavitu tatatambe hebu kamkam nina mahampam ya kuzinyamnya ukini kwa sam nitasinyamnya. Nina morale, sister susare. Nina morale, watakatambe. Nina morale, usinihande. Nina morale, watakatambe. Nina morale, sister susare. Nina morale, watakatambe. Nina morale, usinihande. Nina morale, watakatambe. 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 Watakatambe.
Acha zako kam hapa kam haraka ni kuhande. Acha nari kutamaliza kipwane. Tonga hiyo mgongo ni kande. Nunue mafuta ni kupake kilo pande. Kama hutaki basi nipa usikutaki. Manyu ama Arsenal bado bao hazihati. Fanya haraka toa mpira kwenye kabati. Morale ilishuka jua huna bahati. Nina morale, nina morale, nina morale. Acha katambe. Nina morale, nina morale, nina morale. Acha katambe.
Inafanya mafans wabuwe mazurale. Wanashika nare, wana morale. Washtuka shtuka, si usare. Si usare. Tena ya ndani wana morale. Si usare. Tena ya ndani wana morale.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Naamka kumekucha, napita mama ngina nasikia. Chukua, baada ya muda naona demu wakishua. Expensive fender looking utadhani ametua. Wacha nikwambie, dem alikuwa amevaa a black stretcher, a blue silky top, and a pair of black Skechers. An African queen, a rare kind of species none of you has ever seen. Ako masava, jina ni Mustafa. No need for you to worry, we can keep it undercover. For real, never mind about your current lover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa.
Savez-vous parler français? Mikasa sukasa mbona unakaza? Mara ya kwanza
Nikupeleke Casablanca,
Mombasa, Rosta, Salsa, come to Makasa.
sasa ni mavolcha.
Ngoja jua hautasafa, siwezi kukuchapa na tena nimeapa.
Ni wewe ndo nataka,
wengine misitaki.
ni magonjwa ni mengi, so wacha nikupe raha, mtoto wa Kikenya. Mi nishasema, wacha nikupe raha, mtoto wa Kikenya. Nishasema. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Clap, clap. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Clap, clap, clap. Clap.
Yo baby boo, nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi sema baby boo, nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi sema nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi sema baby boo, nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi sema Savez-vous parler français? Mikasa sukasa mbona unakaza? Mara ya kwanza
Nikupeleke Casablanca,
Mombasa, Rosta, Salsa, come to Makasa.
Ako masava, jina ni Mustafa. No need for you to worry, we can keep it undercover. For real, never mind about your current lover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Cheki Mona
navyotingisha mimi nimebaki nimejazika wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha mimi nimebaki nimejazika wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha mimi nimebaki nimejazika wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha mimi nimebaki nimejazika wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is the Vultures. The song is Mona Lisa, and it is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. We're really taking it back into the times. I'm loving the playlist today, really. For my Gen Zs, I'm sorry, you might not necessarily know what kind of music we were listening to, but not to worry. I think by the end of this show, you will have already garnered at some of the music, rather, when I was a Gen Z, or growing up, rather, we were listening to. Again, we are on the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. It's good to have you. It's good to have you with us. I wonder, how is your Monday morning coming along? I do know mine is just, I'm getting back to myself. Oh, and that too. I'm sorry. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. But in case you're just joining us right now, you're just in time for our conversation today. And today we are doing something a little bit different. Si kila siku tunakuanga tuna guest hapa. Sometimes, I want to talk to you directly and we have a conversation together. I'll see you. And the conversation that I want to get into today is something that, is very pertinent, especially relevant to the wider conversation that we are going to be having, that we've been having as a country since the 2027 elections are now. We are I think we're just short of 1 year, if I'm not wrong, because August 2027 is upon us. So we have 1 year and 2 months to go towards the next general elections. And so it's really important for us to be able to continue having conversations about the voter preparedness and how prepared are we. So we're going to be looking at how prepared are we as a country in terms of facilitating voter registration. We'll also look at some of the campaigns. I know we've talked about it, but it's good to keep refreshing ourselves in terms of the progress that has been made so far. And one thing that I'm really, really excited to get into is the mass voter registration and what it has been able to achieve so far, since at least the mass voter registration was closed, I think, some 3 weeks ago by the IEBC. And then we will look at some of the things that you need to know in terms of how prepared are you. When we look at voter preparedness, it's not just about getting you registered. It's not about you having an ID card. There's also things that you need to take into consideration, like, for example, the constituency where you are assigned to get your voter registration or your voter registration process going on. We'll also look at some of the things that you need to know in terms of there has been some talk of transfer of votes as well. So all of that, we're going to just be looking at some of these things so that you can be aware of what you need to know in terms of voter registration. So just right off the bat, I want to start this conversation with the fact that since the closing of the mass voter registration, now allow me to say and to make this clear that the IEBC just closed out the mass voter registration because this was a drive for I think a 1 month drive campaign where they were going hard on ensuring that across the country there was ongoing continuous mass voter registration, and that closed down sometime in April. And from that, it's really commendable to say that we had 1.8 million new voters. So that's something to be happy about. It's something to celebrate. It's really good, especially with the new voters on the block, like the Gen Zs coming together and deciding that, you know what, we are going to jump onto this bandwagon and to ensure that sorry, I have a cold, that's why I'm sounding very nasally. I apologize, I'm struggling to speak, but it's okay. We'll go on. So as I was saying, so from the mass voter registration, the IEBC was able to garner up 1.8 million new voters. And the reason as to why that's important to note is because now we have the entry of a new voting bloc, which mostly is made up of the Gen Z people from the Gen Z age group. So those are some of the people that are voting for the very first time. I know we will talk a little bit later on to what you need to know if you're going to be a first-time voter much later on. But I want to say something else is that, they had set out for much, much more than that, but 1.8 million voters is only 75% of, I beg your pardon again, bear with me, guys. Yes, the 1.8 million voters was only 75% of what the IEBC had targeted as a result of this mass voter registration. But we're not doing so badly. And I have to also commend some of the initiatives that have been so pivotal in ensuring that we've had more voters being registered. And one of them is the Tuko Kadi initiative. I would love to really, really give a big hands up or a big shout out to the people, the people that came together to ensure that a lot of voter registration is happening as well. Some of the notable key figures from this was, of course, our girl Tatiana Gisheru. We also had Alan Sademba, just making sure that a lot of young people are out there. I also saw a lot of events across campuses, and merging together, because when you have young people having a good time and then within their good time, work around them having a good time, come together, have a social experiment where they can get to have a good time, but also get to ensure that they are registered as voters. And I saw that happening a lot within the mass voter registration. So that was a really good thing. And I hope that we can continue, even members of the CSO space. I know that there's also ongoing efforts to ensure that voter registration is happening across the nation. So that's a good thing. It's something that we should celebrate, but there's so much more that we also need to be talking about and that we also need to be deliberating about. So without any further ado, let me just talk about some of the things that we need to ensure that we are taking into consideration to ensure that come 2027, there is a lot of things that we need to be making sure that we are voting. So number one, we are voting issues, right? And I think it's important that we know that for the longest time we've been voting individuals in, but that is not sustainable. If looking at democracies across Africa, just even Africa, democracies across the world, beyond Africa, you can make some parallels and see that when voting becomes about individuals and not sensitizing the voting bloc or the voters about voting in issues, then we will have a problem. And so while we assess how prepared we are as a voting bloc, are we having the conversations that we need to be having? For example, some of the issues that there's a lot of narratives that go around that I've had, at least, and full disclosure, I was also part of the people that used to say that my vote doesn't change anything, right? And so it's like a sort of escapism mechanism, so to not participate in the democracy of the day. And some of the things that we are saying, the reason as to why voting matters and why voting issues matters is you're voting for your fuel prices. Like right now, with what has been going on geopolitically with like the Gulf of Hormuz, we've been seeing a lot of fuel hikes as well. So when you get to vote, right, you get to vote the right prices of something like fuel prices. Now, I understand that's not all of us in one way or another like directly affect us, but fuel in one way or the other, it either directly or indirectly affects you. Why? Because the movement of the goods that you are consuming on a daily, in one way or the other, it needs transportation, and transportation's biggest mode is fuel. And that when we have a hike of petroleum, then it means that even down to the milk that you're having on your table gets to be affected. So your voting determines, for example, taxation. I saw the other day Kenyans have already started joking about the finance bill of 2026, and they're saying that they are ready to already go on the streets to ensure that they are rejecting the finance bill of 2026. So taxation is a big part of the reason as to why we need to ensure that we're not just preparing ourselves to vote for the president or the MP or the MCA or the women rep. No, we are voting them because of the consequential issues that they are attached to, and making sure that the policies or the things that they push for, whether it's the manifesto, whether it's the laws, whether it's the bills, whether it's the taxation bill, for example, the finance bill that I'm talking about, how do you ensure that you're voting the issues that you want to see work, the issues that you want to see constructed, the issues that you want to see deconstructed as well. And that does not happen unless you understand that your vote counts because of these issues. Then we also have a big issue like healthcare, right? We are talking about the social health fund, the SHE and the SHA, that since its inception has been having so many miscarriages here and there. You know, we talk about the loss of like I saw there was a loss of some good, I forget how much, let me verify that information, some billions of money that could not be accounted for when it came to SHA. And, you know, it raises eyebrows as well. So we also have issues to do with school funding. We are constantly seeing lecturers. I saw lecturers the other day putting on deras, and they were putting on deras in protest because why? They had not received their capitation, their payment, their salaries had not come in, their school's capitation had also not come in to ensure the funding of their school programs as well. So we also need to understand that it's endless things that we are voting in or voting out of when we talk about our voter preparedness. Of course, there's issues to do with like the roads, the job creation, county development, and all those things as well. So it's amazing that it's amazing that we have the 1.8 million voters that are in the record right now, but there's going to need to be more in terms of like voter education that continues all the way towards 2027. But also beyond that, I think we need to start centering voter education around issue-based politics instead of making sure that we are only pigeonholing voter education within the individuals that hold these elective positions. And then, of course, there's the other issue of early voter registration. One major problem every election cycle is last-minute voter registration. Of course, we are Kenyans, you know. We always wait until the very last minute so that we can run and ensure that we are in the system. So make sure that you confirm your registration early as now. Ensure that you verify verify your polling stations as well. Then ensure your ID details are correct and no transfer procedures before deadlines. And this is information that you can get from the IEBC portal online. I know that we were speaking to a madam from IEBC at the PDF, and they were saying that some of these issues or some of these portals online were not working but were under construction. So by any chance, if you would like to know how do you go about confirming your registration details, your transfer procedures, for maybe you've shifted and you need to shift your polling station as well, all those details should be on the IEBC portal, so that you can ensure that there is something that's happening. Again, note that the voter registration is the only thing that was closed. Otherwise, the continuous registration is happening all the way till next year. So don't get it twisted. I saw a lot of confusion online. People didn't necessarily understand that the mass voter registration is the only one. That one for 1 month, that was intense and every day, that one closed, but there is continuous voter registration that's happening across the country. So please be clear on that it's not closed, and it's not going to be closed until next year, some maybe 3 months towards the general election and stuff. So then the other thing that I also that we need to also talk about, that is very important, and I think I have already alluded to it, is the fact that we are voting according to like the cost of living. I know this is something that a lot of Kenyans have been when you listen to the stories that Kenyan people talk about, even in public spaces, when you hear about the things that people are talking about on memes as well, in your workplaces, this will something that you need to be on the lookout for, that the cost of living will definitely dominate how voters respond to some of the voter campaigns that will be happening come 2027. And something else that you also need to know in voter registration, please be very aware of the political gimmicks that cause divide or that cause division. And we see it a lot, especially when you come when we get to nearing to the elections. That's when leaders remember that they come from a specific tribe, and so you start hearing a lot of their politicking being done along tribal lines. That's something that it's I know it feels like it's indirect and like it has nothing to do with your voter registration, but have nothing to do with being swayed by the political class that use the tribal card to sway the voters either left or right or center. You remember that when we exist in a democracy and then a country as Kenya is a democratic country, remember that there are bigger lines to vote on, based on, and tribal lines are not one of them, and neither should they be part of the considerations that are happening. So yes, it's something else, and I think I need to give more time on expounding that I think. So on one level, you want to be able to hold the political class accountable, because again, we exist in a culture that has enabled and further facilitated the handouts culture that we have in Kenya, where people are always looking forward to eating the money that comes from the political class. And it's quite sad to see, like I was seeing a video of some man telling a woman some weeks back that they needed to go in groups of 5 so that they can be given 1,000 shillings so that they can get everybody 200 bob. And it was such a sad state of affairs to think that, one, we have facilitated an environment where the political class knows that the Kenyan people, in as much as it's very dehumanizing and there's like a loss of dignity with because like what is 200 shillings going to do anyway? That's a very little handout. And I'm not saying that if, for example, you get a handout of 1 million Kenya shillings, does that make it right? Of course, it does not make it right. What it communicates is what I'm coming for. It's this idea or this ideology that after all, we already have the Kenyan people to ourselves, and the little money that we can get to go and buy them in, so that we can get to be in their good masses when it comes to the general elections, then we can do that, and we will do that, and actually watch us do that, right? Which is it's very sinister when you think about it. So handouts, I know it's one of those very touchy topics that I sort of grapple a lot with, and even when we go to on the ground, because with Radio Mtaani we get to hear the voices of the grassroots, the grassroots one-on-one. Some of the things that they've been able to talk to us about is that, so, okay, you're telling me not to come and take this handout of like 200 bob, yet the whole week I have been going, maybe most of them are usually casual laborers, and so they look for work that gets them paid per day. And so, sitting down with somebody who's probably not eaten for 3 days, and they finally found a politician that is willing to give them 1,000 or 2,000 bob just for supporting them and being like a fanatic of them. Of course, you cannot have a discussion or a conversation that is sober with this person, right? And it's on one account, it's something that I understand. But on the other side, I want us to exist in a world where we are holding them accountable, so that they wouldn't have people to buy in with their money, so that they can continue in the system that already inatukandamiza sisi kama wananchi. But this system that is kandamizing us or oppressing us is the same one that works for them. Why? Because he who feeds you is the one that holds power over you. And so as we're talking about voter preparedness, this is also something that I think the IEBC should be very adamant in making sure that they are not in any given way participating in further facilitating the hoodwinking that the political class does, right? And I know that we can only say that the IEBC has to a certain degree the boundaries within which anyway it's called the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, but it should be their job as well, because anything to do with elections, whether it's the tribalism, whatever it is that elections come with, I think the IEBC should be able to have that power in ensuring that they are curbing some of the narratives that should not be happening. Right. So I would think I'm going to take a breather, but let me know, what do you think of this? Do you think we are well prepared as a country? And I know we will come back and talk about in terms of like the technology, also the social media and the digital platforms, in terms of like our voter preparedness. How well are we prepared? How are our technology, the voter machines, for example, are they in good shape? Will we need to have, again, another conversation of importing them, because this also keeps happening? So we'll talk about that as we come back from this short break. But engage me. I would like to know what you think. How prepared are we? And what you need to know. That is our discussion for today. But for now, let me take a quick breather. We'll be right back after this.
From sunrise to all day and night. Power Radio.
2006.
Kijua vile manze mi ufeel nipatane na dima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena, lazima itanibamba vileja. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel nipatane na dima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena, lazima itanibamba vileja. Mimi amua ni wewe kabisa. kabisa, hata kama ex wako anajitisha. Na kwa maana wewe kimaisha nitakupa bila kukupima. Mtoto manzi wewe umeiva, wewe jua ni ukweli sio sifa. Kama urembo ungeua wengi bila hata kujua. Attitude yako vile noma, wewe si msofti na umesoma. Mpaka mabuda wanatamani vile wanaweza penya ndani. Uking'aramini ufue nguo zangu, wana karibu kuchungulia ndio zao. Ukismail alafu wakulie vako, wanashika dabu wanatokwa. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena lazima utanibamba vile jana. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena lazima utanibamba vile jana. Nina kama kasijaigongesha, mchezo bado sijaupoteza. Ni vile nimekuwa nikikusoma sana, fantasize vile naweza kuona. Smell ya perfume yako ni poa, tena dress code yako ni ya Pawa. Ina show features zote uko nazo, no wonder kila mtu anataka pite nazo. Attitude yako vile noma, wewe si msofti na umesoma. Mpaka mabuda wanatamani vile wanaweza penya ndani. Uking'aramini ufue nguo zangu, wana karibu kuchungulia ndio zao. Ukismail alafu wakulie vako, wanashika dabu wanatokwa. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena lazima utanibamba vile jana. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena najua utanibamba vile jana. Najua utanibamba vimeja, najua utanibamba vimeja, najua utanibamba vimeja, najua utanibamba vimeja, najua utanibamba vimeja. Umejibeba hata usipunguze, nikiweka hata usiulize, nikigeuza hata usitete, na nikimaliza hata usinilenge. Wewe ni definition poa ya mwanamke mjanja size yake na bado na mateke. Nikakukosa inaweza kuwa blanda, sababu naofia naweza rudia kuhanya. Attitude yako vile noma, wewe si msofti na umesoma. Mpaka mabuda wanatamani vile wanaweza penya ndani. Uking'aramini ufue nguo zangu, wana karibu kuchungulia ndio zao. Ukismail alafu wakulie vako, wanashika dabu wanatokwa. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena lazima utanibamba vile jana. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena najua utanibamba vile jana. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena lazima utanibamba vile jana. Kijua vile manze mi ufeel ukatane na rima mejibeba, alafu we mjanja tena najua utanibamba vile jana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme. Nashindwa jone zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Nashindwa jone zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Sijui nianze kusema vipi, wacha tu niseme uko fiti. Kwanza vile umesimama mtoto, unafanya nashikwa na joto. Kwanza nikichekio kifua, nasikia karibu kujiua. Lips zako soft zinasema, nyundo yangu lazima itasema. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Hizo teke zako zanikwa juu, unafanya besti ya tupembachu. Hiyo mbili yako ikisonga kidogo, nyundo yangu inaruka kidogo. Kamu bonge nayo inazusha, lakini chunga inaweza rusha. Cheza nalo 9 inch yote sisa, nakupa bure kama mara sita. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme.
Hapa job kuna nyundo moja, tadunga wapi? Na msumari ni moja, itaingia wapi? Tulia nipe msumeno nigware vifiti, ikiwezekana nitengeneze hiyo kiti. Lakini kabati yako ni kubwa sana, ilalishe hivi nipige randa. Na sandpaper nikitia maana kusugua kitanda ya mtu mmoja. Statual unit ni nzito kusongeza, winaandalie tu juu ya meza. Tutepi mana tape measure, nifupishe, nirefushe, alafu nikate rangi ile ya blue nipake. Lakini bado mpaka sasa shindwa nipake pande gani. Usio na siwasi, ni mteja wangu, temaliza leo ndio utajua kwa nini siku hizi naitwa nyundo wako meo.
Nashindwa jone zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Nashindwa jone zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Sijui nianze kusema vipi, wacha tu niseme uko fiti. Kwanza vile umesimama mtoto, unafanya nashikwa na joto. Kwanza nikichekio kifua, nasikia karibu kujiua. Lips zako soft zinasema, nyundo yangu lazima itasema. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, nyundo yangu sasa itaua wapi. Usiwache endelea cheza nalo, mpaka iseme jina zote unazo. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Nashindwa joni zame wapi, sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme, sijui niseme. Sijui niseme.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. That is Flex Nyundo. It's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive show with me, Wanyoike. Again, I beg your pardon because of my voice. I'm just Homa, Ibaridi, and Nairobi. I don't understand. It's coming from my voice, but you know what? The show must go on. Again, we have been talking about voter preparedness in Kenya, looking at some of the things that we need to be aware of as the Kenyan people as we go into the elections, and we're gonna continue with the conversation. So there's something else that so far we've touched on, rejecting things like hate speech as well. I want us to also talk about the preparedness in terms of in terms of you the voter, right? And this is in as far as communication or information is concerned. And of course, you know that we live in a very politically charged, especially now that the elections are coming up. There's a lot of communication or information that is spewed that is really not factual or truthful. And we have misinformation, we have malinformation as well, we have disinformation. So in terms of our preparedness, make sure that you're fact checking where you're getting your information. And remember, this is how voter propaganda also gets to be spewed around, because of that lack of vigilance from the public, right? When you have misinformed or disinformed or malinformed voter bloc, then you can be sure that it's easy to manipulate the outcome from that. And some of the simple things that you can get to verify, some of the things that you can get to do in terms of staying vigilant is, of course, verify the information that you're getting, right? But good luck with that, because now I know that the game has even become a little bit more complex and complicated, especially with the advent of artificial intelligence, right? I cannot tell you how much more I have to work so hard every time I see a video. It's I hate that I have to ask myself, is this real or is this artificial intelligence? Is it AI? And now that we're finding ourselves in a place where the real has now, there's a blurred line between what is real and what is not. I think even now voting becomes a little bit even more complicated than that, because it's easy to fabricate information regarding maybe a candidate that said this and this, and it's easy to fabricate some numbers about a particular constituency so that they can twist the outcome and get voters swayed towards a particular camp. Then, of course, it doesn't help that we have a lot of propaganda in terms of the the rivalry that we see within the political parties as well. So again, I do have to say that it's something that we have to be super vigilant about. I know before we could have perhaps gotten away with some of these things, but now with technology, it has become a little bit more complicated. And so I think it's the role of you as a citizen to ensure that you are very upbeat with what's happening. Make sure that your sources of information are credible as well. I know Reuters does some verification of facts. We also have, fact checking and stuff like that. I also understand that the other thing is the government also needs to find ways of ensuring that we have systems and structures within place so that we can continue pursuing an environment where nothing that is not truthful is being propagated further down. And then, of course, there is reading party manifestos. That's also part of the conversation. Ensure that you're also aware. So you're not just a fanatic, right? Like if you're a member of a particular political party, and I can't mention any right now because we are non-partisan in that way, but are you voting a particular party just because the leader of the party maybe stands for A, B, and C, or are you voting the party because they have a manifesto that you are very much well read and you understand deeply what that manifesto is all about, and you actually see the role of that manifesto, if at all, if voted into power, they are going to work tirelessly to ensure that the country that they promise in their manifesto will be delivered. Don't we all want to live in a Kenya where for example, if the manifesto of a ruling party is, free healthcare for all, I would want to vote for such a country. And so it's important that you also interact with your party manifestos even before you can make a decision on a particular party or the ruling class as well. And then there's also something that we remember, the 2007 general elections, literally why Power 254 even started is when Boniface Mwangi was able to go around the country documenting what? The post-election violence, right? That you had me right. In 2007, 2008, this thing that just rocked the entire universe, and Kenya became quite a hotbed of I don't know what, I guess political tyranny and all that the other things that came with it. The post-election violence up to this date is one of the things that I don't think I've ever quite gotten over. And it's a story for another day, just how we were caught up in a concert when all hell broke loose. But we will get to talk about it sometime, maybe not today. And so, it's important to think about where we have been as a nation. When we have a country where there is electoral violence, and we've seen some pockets of it as well, we should be absolutely hyper vigilant as well to make sure that we are engaging peacefully and peaceably. Even the conversations that you're having that have to do with a political affiliation, even before the election, how can we ensure that we are peaceably doing our conversations, our political conversations as well. And then, of course, the other thing is in terms of preparedness. How do you stay engaged with what's happening in terms of the elections? And this is before or after, because again, Kenya is bigger than just the 2027 general elections. There is going to be a Kenya beyond August 2027. And the next phase until we get into the 5-year electoral cycle is holding accountable those that we will have already elected, right? Ensuring that you understand, okay, so now that they've come into play, what does the next 5 years of them being in office look like? How do you engage them? How do you ensure that you are participating in your civic duty to ensure that that it wasn't just a thing that you are excited to be a part of, but this is actually your democratic right. It's your democratic right. So this is, I think I could call it in terms of like accountability after elections, but also during, because you remember, just because politicians and all eyes and ears are on 2027, it doesn't mean that the 5 years have elapsed since the last election. So it means that there's still some 1 year remaining of has the Kenya Kwanza government delivered what it is that we voted them in to deliver. So we should be also very engaged in terms of accountability drives. While the campaign promises fulfilled, is county money being used correct? Are the CIDPs, is that something that you're quite aware of? Are the leaders accessible, for example? And again, are services improving, or are they even being delivered? We talk about service delivery in this country. Like I'll tell you a story for sure. Like when I think the beginning of the year, the Radio Mtaani crew with the Retire project, we went to one particular county that we are implementing this project, and the MCA of the area came to meet his people. And he said that, he's not been accessible. There was a question from his constituents, and the constituent wanted to know why is it that since he was elected into MCA, he's never been accessible, that nobody can access him to bring him to book and to answer some of the projects. For example, we have stalling projects, roads, hospitals, markets as well. And he said in that conversation that the reason as to why he's not been accessible is that they do not have a physical office. And so you can imagine, just even on the level of, just on that level alone, when you look at the accessibility of, for example, our members, important as the MCA, because this is the first touch point with the government on the ward level, right? It's when you do not have roads that are working, you come to your MCA. But where are you coming to your MCA if they don't even have a public office where they can be held accountable? So when you look at all these issues, that's why I am saying that it's important that we look at voting, not just Nikokadi, and then come 2027, we vote for whoever we want to vote for, and then we chill, and then we will see you in 2032 when we are doing our next general election as well. No, that's not the approach to look at a holistic approach for voter registration. It has to engulf all these things that I'm talking about so that we can have a more holistic consequence of at least the country that we are voting in for. And so it's important that we ensure that we are very much vigilant and passionate about creating accountability systems before and after, all right, to ensure that we do not fall into the traps that we've been falling into. And then, of course, there is the issue to do with intimidation. Those are things that we've been able to see quite some time now. And if the by-elections, I know that we have a very bad culture of by-elections here in this country. Like, I remember there is one by-election that was happening in the beginning of this year where we saw, it was in Malaba constituency, where we saw cars, being flamed. And you wonder, what kind of insecurity could this be, that somebody ends up thinking that, oh, you know what, I could actually intimidate the people that are running for whatever position they're running for by flaming up their car so that they can disrupt, right? So that they can disrupt the elections that's going on. So even as we speak right now, there are some voting that's happening, like in Emurua Dikir. We have a by-election that's happening in Emurua as we speak. It's quite a word to spell out there. And you'll see, like, it's always very sad to see that there is the issue of insecurity when it comes to the by-elections, even towards the lead-up of the general election. And I know that we like using this word litmus test, that is it by any given chance a litmus test to show us what we should expect come 2027. I know at some point it's not. I don't know whether the kids of CBC can relate to this, but I remember when I was in school, we used to have mock exams, and they used to say that mock exams are supposed to be like the exams that sort of test our ability to see whether the KCSE or the main exams we will be well prepared for that. Now, I don't know, many people that passed the mock exams did end up failing KCSE, and vice versa was also true. I also remember I did terribly on my mock exams, but I ended up doing better in my KCSE exam. So, yeah, so in by-elections in Kenya, sometimes they are worrying if this is what represents a litmus test for what is to come when 2027 August comes, right? But I will have to insist that it's not all the way like there. We're not all the way there, completely all the way there. I think that more urgency. I think the term is urgency. I feel like we need to treat this with more urgency. If it's security measures, make sure that we are treating them with much more urgency, so that we do not end up finding ourselves in the conundrum that we always find ourselves in. But for now, let me take a quick breather. When we come back, we'll conclude on our discussion for today, which we have been looking at voter registration, voter preparedness in Kenya, and some of the things that you need to know. But for now, let me jump into some music. We'll come back and conclude our discussion for today. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right. Yeah, that is Eric Wainaina. I think we've come to the end of our conversation today. Thank you for taking the time to tune in to the Power Morning Drive. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I am feeling much, much better. Why? You know why? Because you made it special. And we do this again, same time, same place on Wednesday. I think. I don't know. I think. But if I don't see you, you know where to find us. We are going to be on our social media as well. We are also doing a lot of Radio Mtaani because we believe in the mainstreaming of community voices. And so it's important for us to go where the community is at and see what they are saying on those sides. So yeah, please be on the lookout for that. But until then, it's a goodbye from me. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me this morning. And tukiendelea kwa kadi, make sure that all the things that we've talked about those are some of the things that you're thinking about, in terms of being prepared as a voter. But for now, it's a goodbye. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye for now.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wella. Hey! Okay, Giddy, machi, in the house on death, desire. What the hell is you looking for? Can I young Luo make money anymore? Shake your feet, baby girl, and Maji, nyakuaro, did you want my Luo? But who are you? What are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Do you know me? Do I know you? Get the hand out of my face because, hey, I am unbogable. I am unbeatable. I am unsuable. So if you like my song, sing it for yourself. Who over me? Hey, hey. Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbogable. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? Raila Molo donga paroi, Gormaya donga paroi, Okachu Bigi donga paroi, Orango Jimmy donga paroi, Julie Dunia Bea Julu Malama. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbelievable. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? Nekwada jengo jakoboto nga matugo koda. Listen, nobody can buogo me. Neither, nobody can buogo this. Giddy big name, I'm sellable. Kama pili, yes, I'm terrible. Kanyamua homa bing, I'm a chala koda. Do you know giddy san buogo? Buogo me. Buogo me. I said, buogo me. I am unbuogable. Buogo me. Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbelievable. Aguambo, gini take my nadeni. Yawa, gini take my nadeni. Jobondo, gini lich my nadeni. You are unbelievable. Orengo, gini take my nadeni. Yawa, gini take my nadeni. Joganya, gini lich my nadeni. You are unbelievable. Anyanyongo, gini take my nadeni. Yawa, gini pek manadeni. Joseme, gini lich manadeni. You are unbelievable. Jodone, gini pek manadeni. Yawa, gini pek manadeni. Joge, gini lich manadeni. You are unbelievable. Ochuoto, gini pek manadeni. Yawa, gini pek manadeni. Rangue, gini lich manadeni. You are unbelievable. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbelievable. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbelievable. Who over me? Who over me? I said, who over me? I am unbelievable. Who over me? Who over me?